bill, a House bill that currently exists, House Bill number 2041. We brought this up last week.
At day 2 of the Zoning Board of Appeals public hearing regarding CVS moving into 61 Main Street, the former Colella's building, Margaret Shaw asked about a statute being discussed at the state level regarding pharmacy being referred to as healthcare service.
It was still, well, that it was under consideration but not yet promulgated. I don't know beyond that.
Right, so it's not the law yet. I was reading through the statute that it affects, the two statutes that it affects, and it talks about collaborative drug therapy management and collaborative practice agreements that pharmacists would enter into. And I'm not in the healthcare business, so I don't understand what all this means. But it sounds like from the statute that it's a different certification or expertise that a pharmacist would have. It's not every pharmacist would have this status.
I wish I knew more about it, but the point of referencing the statute was to show that, you know, even in the circles of what's going on in at the state level, that a pharmacy is being recognized to be something more than simply the sale of prescription medications to somebody, that it is in fact part of the delivery of health services, and the definition under consideration is to broaden the definition and to recognize that pharmacy is something more and different. And that's the point of why that was raised in the papers.
And it's for certain, just for certain. It seems very limited in scope, though, and that was kind of my question.
Attorney Eric Goldberg then referred to financial figures to try to prove most of CVS business is health services.
CVS Health, reporting to the SEC in the 10K, is telling the government that this is what our CVS pharmacy store business is. Over 70% of its business is being generated behind the pharmacy counter. Less than 30% of its business is being generated in the other 8,000 square feet. And just to drive the point home one step further, what I read off last time, and I won't do it again, although I'd like to, but what I read off last time are the quotes from the executives who are telling the world that we're at 70% pharmacy business now. By design, we're going up. And the general retail merchandise in the other 8,000 square feet that we're hoping people walk through is going down by design.
I might go to a hardware store and ask them how to use, what particular automotive type product I need for my car. That use doesn't become an automotive body shop or repair shop because I'm asking for that advice. So I think when you're talking about providing advice or counseling, it's again what's happening when you're going to the pharmacy department. The main thing that's happening is you're purchasing prescription medication. And that's retail. And I think whether it's, quite frankly, 70%, 50%, or 30% is totally irrelevant.
The board then asked town council about what the procedure would be going forward if another appeal was filed.
If the board were to accept that appellant now, it would be well within its rights to, if a new appeal were filed by the same person on the same issue, a month or 2 months or some time down the road from now, to reject that appeal on the grounds that it's already been heard.
The board ruled in favor of the appellants as far as the filing being acceptable, but the ultimate result, what would be the ruling as far as the appeal itself?
We don't have to wonder about this building because it hasn't been built out. Unless I'm mistaken, and looking at the floor plan and all, this reminds me a lot of the CVS down the street in Ashland, okay? And if it is close, and if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, I don't see much outpatient diagnosis there. There's certainly no significant treatment of mental. There's certainly no treatment of dental or physical conditions. There's certainly no outpatient surgery. We're talking here that they're not even going to get minute clinics here.
Do I think that pharmacists at the CVS will never provide health services? No, I don't think that. I think there are some health services that will be provided in the course of operations at the CVS, but do those, some of them have been spoken about with vaccinations and the like, but do those aspects that will be health services transform this whole use and this whole facility into a health services facility per se, and I have to say no that they don't.
And as a result, uphold the decision of the building official to grant the building permit for the build-out of the former Colella site for CVS.
Okay, and is that with reference to the findings that you just described and we all did, I believe?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Second that motion.
Okay. Any discussion further? In that case, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No opposed? And that with a vote of 5-0, the motion carries, and the assistant building inspector's decision is upheld.
The board ruled unanimously against the appeal and in favor of CVS and Crosspoint Associates.